It's on the. Ah! He made it! Oh my!
Welcome everyone into Platte Arena. It's a matchup between two longtime rivals, the Taylor University Trojans, in town to take on the home Huntington University Foresters. A big matchup here tonight. I'm Preston Husband alongside Ross Gosnell, and Huntington in this game definitely favored, but this still means a lot for the Foresters coming down the final stretch, Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to win your last two games here. Got to go on the road next week, Saturday when they take on Goshen. Plus, it'll be a big win here tonight against Taylor. Plus, in that they can get a secure 3 spot here.
Huntington right now firmly in the 3 spot. A win tonight would go a long ways. As you can see there, the Foresters 11-5. Above them, Indiana Wesleyan 14-2. They're locked in the 2 spot. And then Grace tonight is taking on St. Francis with a win there. Grace can win their 2nd straight regular season championship. But we just saw the last time we had a game, Ross, these Foresters beat the #1 team in the country, the only team to do so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said earlier, Preston, is that Grace has only lost 1 game, which was here at Platte Arena. They can do it again if, well, anything's possible to this point in the Crossroads League.
You're right, and Taylor has played this Huntington team well when Coach Corey Alford has been in charge. Tonight, of course, is a special night. It's senior night for 4 of the players. You're going to see all 4 of them in the starting lineup tonight. But this group is yet to sweep Taylor, and that's something that Coach Corey Alford said he wants these seniors to experience. He wants them to take care of business tonight. Not saying Taylor is not a strong team, because they've had some really great wins. They shoot the ball well. But this Forester team, and especially Mitchell Wilson, Gage McGuire, Zach Goodline, and finally Joel Dyer, want to take care of business on their home floor where they've been strong under Coach Corey Alford, and that's been the case again this year, Ross.
Yeah, you got to stay confident, stay believing in yourself, and keep on shooting like you've been for the past whole season. That's all it's going to take here tonight, here on senior night here at Platte Arena.
And these seniors have put up great numbers. Of course, Zach Goodline is going to go down as one of the best in Forester history. Tonight, he's just 12 points away from taking the 3 spot in the scoring book here, and he's going to be behind Jeff Shepard, probably jump over of David Porter. No one's ever going to catch Steve Platt, obviously one of the GOATs of Indiana basketball in general, but man, he has put on some shows in this arena. And last time, maybe the best show of his career, 39 points to lead to the Crossroads League Player of the Week this week.
Yeah, Zach Goodline, he's been a good senior leader these past 4 years. Just to get that dedication to his life here at Forester basketball, it is so much for him in his community.
You can see the refs coming over and greeting us. We're actually going to take a seat here and jump into the starting lineups. But Ross, Huntington can't take this one easy tonight. It's a big matchup, and as mentioned, this is a rivalry that's been going on for years, and it's a heated rivalry. Coach Andrews has stuck right with Corey Alford. He's 3-5 against Coach Alford in his time at Taylor. And once again, Coach Alford in his 4th season looking for his first sweep over the Taylor Trojans.
Yeah, what Coach Corey Alford's got to do is stay in believing, and you got to keep confident of what you're shooting with, bringing your shooters to the test.
All right, you can see us having a seat there. We'll go wide and take you through the starting lineup first for the Taylor Trojans. This team is very capable, a lot of really great players on this side, and they're going to start a senior tonight in Gavin Yoon. He has had some good performances in this building, a left-handed 3-point shooter at 30%. They also come out with Jackson Olam, I should say, from Parker, Indiana. He's a sophomore. He played really well in the first matchup against Huntington. They'll also go with Caden Furman, who's a great shooter. He has made as many as 96 threes in a season in his career. Anton Webb, one of the best rebounders in the entire country, and especially in the Crossroads League. And then someone who's been getting a little more of a run right there, number 35, Julian Mitchell, 6'5" guard at 160 pounds out of Liberty Township, Ohio. It's a young Taylor team. They do have a little bit of depth, but they rely on their starters, and that's what they'll have to do tonight to upset the Foresters.
Yeah, just like Taylor's got to be confident themselves too. Both teams got to be confident shooting the ball, which Huntington was pretty confident when they take on #1 Grace this past week.
You can see it's another great great crowd here in Platt Arena. Sold out last time we were in this building. Zach Goodline got a wonderful standing ovation before this game, and the rest of the seniors actually going to join him to start this game tonight. It's going to be Mitchell Wilson, Gage McGuire, Joel Dyer. The only non-senior will be Lane Sparks, who's one of the best players in the conference, and personally, I think country. And then, of course, the great Zach Goodline, 2,327 points. He's played in 119 games in his career. Over those games, 19.6 points per game, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, one of the best to ever do it. And these other seniors are going to get a chance to be in the spotlight tonight and put on a fun performance.
Yeah, kudos to all these seniors. These 4 seniors here have made an impact in the basketball program here in Huntington this year, because they bring it every single day in every single game. They've done so good.
Yeah, and going back to, further than this year, they've won 80-plus games as a group. They've been dynamite for Coach Alford, 81-38 in their 4 seasons. They're hoping to go on a deep run. They're also 43-26 in the Crossroads League, looking to lock up another 3rd spot in the conference this year. It's been a fun group to watch, but their ride's not done yet. Currently a 5 seed in the current NAIA projected bracket, so they can still take a deep run, and these senior leaders on this team that don't always get a lot of playing time will have a chance to showcase their skills tonight and in front of another rowdy house.
Yeah, it's a good crowd here tonight at Platt Arena, which the seniors will bring it all of what they can here tonight.
So the starters introduced as Zach Goodline and Joel Dyer come down the line. Mitchell Wilson and Gage McGuire will also be starting for HU, and we are just about set for a crucial matchup for these Foresters, trying to hold on to the 3 spot. Taylor in their away purple jerseys, Huntington in the home grays, and we will get started in the middle. The tip is up. It's another Wednesday night Crossroad League matchup. Taylor starts with the ball. Should be a good one tonight, Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good, hard conference battle.
Anton Webb talked about his ability to rebound, having a great junior year from Dayton, Ohio. Transferred in from Ashland. He's got it now against McGuire. Really good with his back against the basket. Webb goes to his right hand, misses the shot, nearly got the miss, but then it is an offensive rebound on the backside for Mitchell. Furman launches, that's too strong, and Mitchell Wilson tips it to Sparks.
Yeah, that was a good, hard-fought defensive rebound on that possession there for the Foresters.
Huntington at 18-8, 11-5 in the league. The Trojans 10-16, 5-11 in the Crossroads League. Mitch, first game back in a while, launches a 3. That one's too strong as well, and now Olam pulls down the miss. See how long that Coach Alford sticks with this lineup. Of course, Dyer has been a crucial part of this 4-year run for Coach Alford. He's hit some massive shots, including against this Taylor team in the Crossroads League semifinals last year. Mitch knocked in a big 3 in that game, too, as Olam starts his scoring with a 15-footer.
That was a good shot there by Olam.
Played 30 games off the bench last year as a freshman, just 2.6 points per game. He's raised that by 8 points per contest this season. And last time against HU, he had 17 on 6 of 13. Good line, finds Sparks. The only player on the floor that's not a senior, kicks to Wilson, who goes to Dyer. Joel's got to put it on the floor, gets to his right hand, blocked by Furman, picked up by Webb. Taylor a chance to add on to an early 2-0 lead, less than 2 minutes into this one. Yoon, one of the seniors on the other side, and now Furman backing down Goodline, has a little height, falls away, misses it. Sparks tapped it away, Furman got it back. Caden gets in the lane, McGuire on the floor, falls to Olam. He's got back-to-back mid-range J's to go, 4-point lead.
I said that was a good hard defensive possession there for the Foresters. Unfortunately, Olam came up with that shot there for Taylor.
Right now, the loose ball is going the way of the Trojans. They're a really gritty team as that one's tipped away by Yoon and out of play. And the Foresters right now sticking with this senior-led lineup. We've seen Mitchell and Joel miss their first 2 shots. See if one of these guys can get the scoring started for HU. Goodline has scored a lot in his career, gets his defender in the air. There's Dyer, he's best at this. That's too strong, Webb pulls it down.
That was a good shot there from Joel Dyer, but it came up short there for HU.
Always talk about Goodline scoring, and for good reason, but he's also the only Forester ever with 2,000 points and 500 assists in his career. So he found another open shooter. That time Joel just couldn't get it to drop in. Webb catches against Wilson. There's the double. And now Anton's got to find an open player. It's Yoon. He drives in, loses the handle, finds Olam, who's feeling hot. Can't get that one to go. Mitchell runs it down, and then it was actually not touched at all by Mitch, so it'll be the Foresters basketball. Huntington scoreless in the first 3 minutes of this matchup as they try to get their offense rolling in front of this home crowd. Dyer, 0 for 2 so far, finds McGuire. He doesn't shoot many threes. He did make one last time against Taylor, had it tapped away. Sparks hasn't shot it yet. Great defense by these Trojans so far. McGuire, show go, finally gets his defender in the air, missed a bunny at the rim, and then Webb grabbed another miss.
I said that was an easy post move there for Gage McGuire, but it came up short.
Great move, just not the finish at the end, as Olam's got the first 4, finds Webb outside. Furman working with this talented freshman, Mitchell, out of Liberty Township, Ohio, as mentioned. Hasn't played a ton this year, but starting to find his way in the rotation. Yoon now drives in, and Goodline's gonna pick up a personal, and Gavin Yoon has 2 free throws coming after the foul on Zach, the first on the Foresters tonight.
Looks like some of the starters from the earlier of the games that they're coming in for the Foresters.
Yep, it looks like we'll have Jackson Paul, Landon Jordan, and Drew Goodline coming in here in a moment, as Gavin Yoon, the southpaw, puts up the first free throw and knocks it in. Only a 62.5% free throw shooter on the year. In the first matchup, he was not hardly in the rotation at all, just 4 minutes in that game, but he has had as many as 13 versus St. Francis, and actually going back to last year, he averaged right around 8 per game, so very capable scorer for Taylor, typically off the bench. Yoon, second, up and in. It's an early 6-point advantage, and now the Foresters with their starting 5 in, gonna try to go to work on the offensive end. Taylor team is always very good defensively under Josh Andrews. Jackson Paul, his first touch. He's open from 14 feet, and he knocks in the first 2.
That was a good jump shot there from Jackson Paul.
He's a great mid-range shooter as he stays balanced and under control, and right there, he gets the Foresters offense going. They needed that in a bad way as Webb jacks up a jump shot. Doesn't typically take many of those, and JP clears. Goodline, coming off 23 points against Spring Arbor, gets into the lane, had it knocked away. Webb picks up the loose ball, and he'll slow it down. That's the Foresters' first turnover of the night. Olam, who had the first 4, hands off Webb. Jackson puts it on the floor, gets by Goodline, and scores it easily off glass. Great start to this game for him, Ross.
Yeah, just Jackson Olam. He's been all over the place around the perimeter, I can say.
Goodline hands off to Jackson. He's got the only 2 for HU. We're at the under 15 media when we get there. Jackson goes to the rim again, finds Landon, who's fouled on his way there. And before he shoots those free throws, we're gonna take a break with the team. It's Huntington down 6 right now, 8-2. Taylor Trojans on FDN Sports when we're back.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Back inside Platt Arena. It's an early hot start for the Taylor Trojans here on senior night for the Foresters. They're actually just 3 of 8 from the field, but a lot of offensive rebounds. And the last play before we took a break, Landon Jordan was fouled. And, you know, not much of a replay there to see, but Olam reaches in. Olam, I should say, reaches in. And this is going to send Landon Jordan back to the free throw line. The last time Landon was at the charity stripe, he knocked in 2 free throws to put away Spring Arbor with 3 seconds left in Spring Arbor, Michigan over the weekend. So he's starting to come around, shooting the free throw a little better, and we'll see if he can get his scoring started with 2 freebies coming up. And if he starts knocking those in, Ross, that takes his game to the next level.
Yeah, Landon Jordan, he can shoot inside 15 feet, so that's going to be crucial.
Jordan, 1 dribble. That one's too strong. He'll get a chance for 1 more, as Landon's still looking for point number 1 on the night. Of course, he's only been in for about 3 minutes after 4 seniors started the game. Landon misses both, and then Webb tipped it out of play, but they're actually going to say Sparks touched it last. So Taylor will have it coming back the other way. This is going to really test the toughness of this Foresters team. They start down 6-0 and now 8-2, so got to kind of dig back in this game and see if you can hold on and crawl back in. They've been in this spot a lot before, though. Yoon, he's got 2 points, finds Webb. Great rebounder, as we keep talking about. Yoon launches a step back. That's too strong. And then the rebound falls to Jackson Paul. He's already up to 2.
That was a good defensive box out there from Landon Jordan to get that Forester rebound. Jackson
tried going to the rim. Unable to draw the foul. Missed the shot as it rimmed in and out. Webb pulled down the miss again. It's a lid on the basket right now for HU. Olam against Jackson. Dribbles it all the way and finds Furman.
Look at him.
Webb posting up down low against Landon. He's got it now. Not a great jump shot shooter. Outside, Olam, someone's got to force it up. There's 1 on the shot clock. Olam gets in the air, can't score it. Drew Goodline clears. Back-to-back great defensive possessions for HU.
Yeah, those were 2 great defensive possessions. Good box outs from the Foresters.
So now, Zach Goodline running the point. His brother Drew out there. Zach really hasn't even attempted to look at the rim yet. Sparks' first shot. That one's no good as Webb grabs another rebound.
For what HU needs to do right now is take care of the basketball. Quit taking like these crappy shots.
Sparks forced that one up from the left wing. Usually a dynamic scorer, just couldn't get that first to go. Furman's a great shooter, launches, connects, and it's a 9-point lead now for Taylor. The Trojans do not care that it's senior night. They're in here to win this basketball game, and right now they're dominating the first 8 minutes.
Like I said earlier, Preston, it's all come down to confidence and believe in your shooting.
Jackson has all 5 with another 3, this time from the corner. He's made a 15-footer, and now he's made a 3 in the corner. HU needs to stop on defense.
They need a big defensive stop if they're going to get the ball back.
Yoon against Jackson, goes up and under and scores again. I told you, Ross, he's played really well in this building in his career. They knocked off the Foresters last year early in the season when HU was receiving votes, and Yoon hit a couple big shots as Goodline's fouled. And now he has a chance to shoot 2 free throws and score his first few points of the night.
What I like about Zach Goodline, he can shoot about anywhere and cause the foul.
You're right, you can see him coming right down the lane there, and it was Furman who reached in and slapped Goodline on the arm. Zach on the year, 88% free throw shooter, averaging nearly 22 points per game. First one up and in as Zach starts his scoring. This is his 120th career game with HU, averaging 24.8 points per game over his last 10, one of the best to ever do it. And we'll keep emphasizing that because he is a dynamite player. And, you know, after tonight in the conference tournament, the next time you might see him is being inducted into the Forester Hall of Fame, which he absolutely will be there one day.
Yeah, he will be.
Olam had the hot start. Goodline forced it away, and Olam thought maybe he was swatted on the arm. Either way, it's going to stay with Taylor, as it's an early 13-7 lead for the visiting Trojans.
Pounce on it, take it to him, rip it to him.
Furman has it now. Jackson Paul against their best offensive player, falls away from Landon, can't get the roll, and it falls down to Landon.
That was a good box out there from Jackson Paul.
Huntington pushing the pace. Goodline goes baseline, and he stepped out of bounds as he was trying to find Cade Brenner in the corner, and Drew maybe just pushing it a little too quick down the court there. Foresters have the best turnover percentage in the entire country. That's number 2 on them tonight, so still at a good pace currently. Gavin Yoon against Cade Brenner. The freshman had a spectacular game at Spring Arbor, 7 points. Knocked in a 3 and a couple of big layups off of steals in that game. Webb facilitating, finds Furman, another tough shot. Might have been tipped by Jordan, and Zach grabs it. Defense picking up now for HU. Zach thought about a step back, finds JP. Great position for Landon, that's his first 2.
What a nice dump pass from Jackson Paul to Landon Jordan. Those Cherubusco teammates are good connections.
And that all starts with Jordan getting down the floor and getting deep post position, Ross, and you called it. Those two know exactly how each other plays, and it worked out that time as HU's back within 4. Olam to Furman again. He struggled to shoot it so far. Got about 3 inches on Zach, and Goodline just rips it away.
What a quick steal from Zach Goodline.
Zach goes into Olam, scores it. That's his first field goal. He's up to 4, and Coach Andrews wants a 30-second timeout as the Foresters have clawed back into this game now, Ross.
Yeah, after they took out some of the seniors from the starting lineup, HU just took some control, get on fire pretty quickly.
So Huntington starts the game cold. Now they've knocked in a couple of field goals in a row, 4 of 10 from the field. They've turned Taylor over just once, and that was against Furman there, but you can see that Taylor's going to try to use their size, and last year that was kind of their thing. They graduated probably one of the best, well, not probably, one of the best Taylor players of all time in Jason Hubbard. They bounced right back this year. Kind of a down year, but they've got a lot to play for. This is a rivalry that's been around for a long time. These two schools don't hate each other, but they definitely don't love each other, and this is one that Coach Andrews wants, and for Coach Corey Alford, this is one that they need. Like, Huntington needs to sustain the 3 spot and make sure they're taking on the 6th seed in the Crossroads League tournament next Wednesday night in this building.
Yeah, just comparing those two coaches, Coach Josh Andrews does a pretty good job, but he's in rebuilding mode after that big senior left from Taylor. And Coach Corey Alford, yeah, he's got to win tonight to keep that 3rd spot secured.
New player in, Caleb Hodson, a transfer from Central Michigan. As Furman has it against Sparks, and he threw it away again, and then Brenner picks it up, gets it across to Roman Brewer. Jackson lobs it to Roman, who tried to tip it in, and then Hodson grabbed down the miss. Looked like Huntington was always a little out of control there. Hodson from Dansville, Michigan, I should say. Huntington was in on him in the transfer portal. He decided to go to Central Michigan. Really good kid who played 3 seasons at Central Michigan, and he's called for an offensive foul as Roman Brewer holds his ground.
Yeah, that was a good defensive stop from Roman Brewer.
I'm telling you what, Roman continues to grow as a player. He is physical. He played hard against Gabe Newhoff, who's one of the best big guys in the league, up in Spring Arbor on the weekend. And he had 10 points on 5 of 5 shooting against Grace last week in this building. So he's growing right in front of our eyes. Goodline gets in, somehow finds Jackson Paul. Jackson gets into the lane, falls away from 10, no good. It goes right to Zach, who pulls up from 15. In and out, Roman kept it alive, and finally it falls to Yoon. Couple of chances for HU. We're in a defensive battle right now, Ross. Neither team really can get going offensively.
Yeah, that defensivity between the both teams is working out pretty well.
This shot there by Furman again. Zach turns on the boosters, goes coast to coast, and had it ripped away by Mitchell. And it's going to stay with HU, and that's going to take us to our next media timeout. Foresters just down 2, trying to get that offensive rhythm going when we're back on FDN Sports. Welcome back to Platt Arena. Preston Husband alongside Ross Gosnell. Ross, we've done a lot of games together, and we're running out of time, so we got to appreciate some of the greatness we're seeing on the floor right now. Zach Goodline's up to 4. Jackson Paul leading the team with 5, and after that slow start, Huntington starting to cook a little more offensively, just still somewhat out of rhythm. What do you think needs to change for him to get going, Ross?
The quick game adjustment is feeding the lob to Landon Jordan or Roman Brewer right now, because you got to feed the beast to make every shot possible or shoot outside the three-point arc, and trust Zach Goodline and Jackson Paul or Lane Sparks.
Joel Dyer's back in, playing alongside Cade Brenner, a freshman, Zach Goodline, and Roman Brewer. Zach goes inside, tried to feed the beast there, Ross, but a little too hot to handle for Rome. And it's another turnover for HU.
Little hard chest pass there, or tough lob pass per se.
Coach Andrews quickly wants a sub as Anton Webb is going to check in for Julian Mitchell. So right now Taylor going a little bigger with Hodson in there at 6'10", around 220 pounds. They got Anton Webb, who's 6'8", but plays bigger than that with his athletic build and ability to grab misses. This is kind of the look Taylor gave last year. A slow pace, a big lineup, a couple of shooters, and we'll see if it'll pay off tonight. Hodson's got Joel Dyer on him. Finally, they throw it in. Catches against Goodline, a couple of defenders, and then a foul called, and it's going to go on Zach Goodline, and that's going to be his second foul.
That's not what you want right now if you're Coach Corey Alford and the Foresters.
Have to take a second look there. You see Hodson caught.
I figure it would have been on Roman there off of that replay.
Truthfully, I think Hodson just lost his balance, but it's going to be a foul on Goodline. That's his second. He played with 4 fouls up in Spring Arbor on Saturday for 8 minutes. Didn't foul out and closed the game out as the big man knocks that one in. Good touch from the free throw line, 70%. But it's strange to see him in the game already. He's only played 14 minutes in the last 2 games. Did not play against Huntington due to an injury last time against the Foresters. And we'll see what kind of impact he can have tonight. Puts his second one up and in, as that one rattles home, and it's back up to a 4-point lead for the visitors. Joel Dyer out there to spread the floor a little bit. Now Zach against Yoon. Roman sets the screen. Zach floats it up, missed it short. And then a rebound pulled away. Goodline's got another steal as the Taylor bench is upset. Sparks launches. He's still scoreless. Back out to Zach Goodline.
What a good offensive rebound there from Gage McGuire.
Lane will fire again. That time he gets it to go.
Finally that three-pointer made by Lane Sparks here.
Man, Zach was awfully close to picking up that 3rd foul right in front of Coach Andrews. And you saw him clapping his hand, not upset, or so upset with the no call. Webb goes into Gage, and a blocking foul called, as it's going to be called on the floor. That's going to be the 4th on HU, I believe.
That's only going to be their 13th
foul. You can see Webb go into Gage, and McGuire not quite set there. As Zach Goodline's going to sub out with those 2 fouls. His brother Drew will replace him.
Still good, both good shooters.
Olam has to find a open player, and it's a wide open player, as that's Ben Mickle who knocks in a 3. That's his first 3 of the entire season.
Wow, that's pretty impressive there.
Hasn't got a lot of playing time, just 5 games all of last year, only 12 this season. 3 minutes against HU in the first matchup. Time for Sparks to take over. He tries to do that, and he's knocked in the last 5 for HU.
Sparks fly from Lane Sparks there off of that jump shot.
Lane, one of the best scorers in this conference. He's over 1,500 career points now. Olam's feeling it, launches a really deep one. Great rebound down to Roman Brewer.
Good defensive stop there for HU.
Huntington can take their first lead of the night. Lane has the last 5. Thought about the heat check. Set goes to McGuire, and a foul called on Webb as he was holding on to Lane Sparks on his way to the rim. So Webb picks up 1. That is his first, the team's 4th. Zach Goodline quickly back in as Joel Dyer will take a seat. Kind of a weird flow to this game, Ross. It just feels like either team right now is really searching to get into that offensive rhythm, and right now it's not happening.
Yeah, just a weird flow just happening around right now between these two teams.
Hodson subbed out as Furman comes back in. Zach will start the offense. Sparks has been the offense. Last 5. Looking for some more against Yoon. Still gonna hold on to it. Nearly falls out of bounds and then throws it out of bounds as that's a turnover by Lane Sparks. Really good defense inside by Gavin Yoon.
That was a costly turnover there for the Foresters. That was a good stop also for Taylor.
So Taylor frustrating these Foresters right now. Saw Sparks get upset on that last turnover. See if he can turn it into defense now. Yoon drops it off to Webb. Furman and Mickle out there. Furman's got it now. Zach's got 3 fouls. Guy has to be careful, and Furman just shoots it right over the top of Zach.
I say Zach Goodline's got to be careful with his fouls.
Lane goes to the rim, fouled on his way there, and he's got 2 free throws coming as Sparks is in one of those zones right now trying to take over this basketball game. So Yoon picks up his first personal. That is 5 on the guest. As Yoon looked to have got Sparks in the left arm there. Lane, the lefty, puts it up and missed it. Free throws have actually been a little bit of a struggle here recently for Lane, which is rare because he at one point was a 93% free throw shooter. He's down to 90% now, which is still amazing. Yeah, but he has been missing some more at a higher rate than what we've seen throughout his year at HU.
I still say 90% still impressive.
Oh, absolutely. It's just rare to even see him miss one, Ross.
Yeah.
He does make the second, so HU back within 3. Yoon still running the point. Jackson Paul, great defender. Mickle, who knocked in his first 3 of the year, throws it back to Yoon, and now Webb and Jordan gonna battle down low. Webb, quick spin, and now a foul called on Landon, as that's the 4th on the team, the 1st on Landon Jordan. Those 2 really athletic, big guys down low. They've been in a couple of battles before. Drop pass inside. Drew Goodline tipped it away. Webb catches it and then scores it right over the top of Drew Goodline. That pass into him was just forced in the middle of the defense, and he was able to sneak it over the top.
Looked like Webb was double teamed by Landon Jordan and Drew Goodline.
Drew fires, can't get it to go, and then Webb pulls down a 1-armed rebound. And now Yoon takes it across the 10-second line. Taylor a chance to add on to a 5-point early lead. Mickle, outside Mitchell. This is how Furman scored a couple of buckets, and now Drew Goodline's whistled for a push. And the foul's evened up at 5 as Drew Goodline's gonna pick up his first personal. Sub here as Mickle will step out. Sophomore from Crestwood, Ohio, or Crestwood, Kentucky, excuse me. Getting one of his rare runs on the court. Olam throws it to the corner. It's a wide open Furman, and he still can't connect. Hodson pulls it down and then scores it over top of Landon.
That was a good offensive rebound there from Hodson for Taylor.
That's what's hurt HU this year in some games. And with the size of Taylor, they can get it done that way. Zach loses the handle, has to find Lane, who also struggles to hold on and somehow finds Zach. Forrester team out of rhythm. Zach against Furman, gets in, floats it from 8. That one's too strong. Jackson Paul pulls down the miss.
What a good offensive rebound there for Jackson Paul to keep the Forrester possession alive.
Landon and Hodson fighting hard inside. Zach gets a screen from Landon, fouled, flips it up and in.
What a kiss basket there from Zach Goodline.
Zach is so creative around the rim. He flipped that over a 6'10" defender in Caleb Hodson, still scored it and has one more coming. Take a look at this. Spinning it with the left hand. He can get it done in a lot of different ways. He's now the leading scorer for HU, tied with Lane Sparks up to 6. Zach puts up the free throw and makes it a 3-point play as HU climbs back within 4. Zach, the leading scorer now. He's just 5 points away from jumping into the 3 spot in Forrester scoring history. Gage McGuire back in. Brenner almost tapped it away. Hodson back to the basket, throws it out. Furman. He finds a shooter. Olam on the left wing gets inside. He's wide open from 15, missed it, and then a foul on Gage McGuire as Hodson is really starting to dominate the paint inside.
That was a costly foul there from Gage McGuire. If he stayed low a little bit, he would have been. Hodson would have been called for an offensive foul there.
So we're to our final media timeout of the first half. It's 24-20. Taylor Trojans ahead of HU at the moment when we come back on FDN Sports. Back in Platte Arena, the Foresters in the middle of a tough battle right now against the Taylor Trojans. Huntington only shooting 35% from the field, 2 of 7 from deep. And once again, Ross, some of the issues is on the defensive side, rebounding the basketball. Huntington's already given up 4 second opportunities.
Yeah, just right now, HU just got to box out more, be more physicality. Probably like the Grace game, just have that same mentality.
Olam throws it up. Jackson Paul has the steal. Furman trailing. Jackson scores it on the run. And Jackson Paul is having a great first half. He's got 3 buckets, tied with Goodline at 7 points for the team lead.
That was a big basket there for HU to cut into 2.
That defense, that out-of-bounds defense, kind of a 1-3-1 look for HU, gives teams a lot of issues. Furman blocked by McGuire.
What a good defensive block there from Gage McGuire for HU.
Jackson feeling good, goes back to the rim, scores it again.
What a good confidence Jackson Paul's bringing to the table for the Foresters.
We saw McGuire go down hard. He was trying to run that down, but right now JP taking over. It's usually Sparks and Goodline.
It's been the Jackson Paul show here tonight, I guess.
We're okay with that. Olam bounces it in, and a steal by McGuire and a whistle against Gage. It looked like he had a steal heading the other way, and a late whistle bails out Taylor, as now it'll be 1-1 for Hodson.
I thought that would have been a good steal, too, from Gage McGuire.
That's 7 personal on Huntington. So it's 1-1 or double bonus the rest of the way once we get to 10. McGuire's got to check out on his senior night. He's already got 3 fouls with 3:45 left in the half.
It's been 3 good hard fouls from Gage McGuire.
Hodson, pure from the stripe. He's knocked in all 3 of his freebies tonight. He's had 25 points this year against St. Francis. Talked about how HU was working hard to get some size. They ended up with Roman Brewer. Hodson went to Taylor. Really good dude overall, as HU didn't pull him off. And right now he's had a good first half in a team that was interested in him and put his team back up by 2. That's the way of college basketball. The transfer portal is the main key in every level right now, even the NAIA level, and we've seen that this year.
It's been so different throughout the transfer portal, from the NAIA level to the Division I level.
Jackson drives up and under. Landon Jordan tips it up, missed it, then blocked by Webb, and I think it should stay with Huntington, and it's going to, as it was off the foot of Yoon, I believe.
I thought that would have been called goaltending there, but Landon Jordan's got to fight more harder, bring more physical from him.
Tried to go up against Webb, who's a premier shot blocker. Last year, 1.7 blocks per game. He's a bouncy athlete on that side of the floor. Zach floats it up. Foul called. It's a blocking foul, as it looks like Furman may have been in the cylinder. We'll wait and look and see if we get an angle on it. Either way, no replay this early in the game as Goodline's going to shoot 2 more free throws. Can't tell from that angle whether Furman had his feet on the semicircle, but either way, a couple of close calls away from Zach Goodline picking up his 3rd. Goodline, perfect on the first. Him and Jackson Paul keep trading the team lead back and forth right now as he's up to 8, JP at 9. Huntington started this game down 6-0, and they've battled hard to get back to this point. Zach gets the roll. He's up to 9, and now just 3 points away from spot number 3 in the history books for HU.
Yeah, it's too late to go back and review it.
Yep, not happening here as Olam flips it up, misses. Huntington can push the pace. Here comes Zach, throws it ahead to Lane. Likes the transition 3, goes to the rim, had it knocked away, and it's off the chest of Sparks. As they said, Anton Webb was able to poke it off a Lane, and it'll be back Taylor's direction with 3 minutes left in the half.
What Coach Corey Alford needs to do right now is settle down the basketball. Take care of it. Don't turn over the ball as much.
Webb, I don't know if he'll get a credit for a block there, but if so, I mean, he's starting to pile those up here early. It's actually going to be a turnover on Lane Sparks. Olam against Jackson Paul. And now Yoon has it. Landon's got 1 foul. Double comes inside. Yoon launches a 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound down to Lane Sparks.
Good box out there from Lane Sparks to get that HU defensive rebound.
Lane tight handles. Goes inside against Yoon. And Sparks shut down by Gavin Yoon. And you can hear that Taylor bench excited about their defense. Zach off the screen finds Jackson Paul. Thought about a 3, now Landon has it inside, back to the basket, can't get the roll. Webb tipped it away, and now it falls to Yoon. Aggressive possession on defense by Taylor.
That was a good, hard-fought defensive aggression battle there for Taylor.
They came ready to play tonight. They play hard for Coach Andrews, we see it. Webb, a rare 3, no good. And then tipped and kept alive by Mitchell as it falls into the hands of Webb, and Olam starts the offense over. Jackson gets deep into the lane, still has it, and then throws it off the foot of Cade Brenner, and 20 seconds will go back on the shot clock. Drew Goodline going to step in. Roman Brewer in for Landon Jordan as Sparks and Landon are going to get a rest. Feels like everyone in the arena should take a deep breath after those last 2 possessions. I mean, physicality, you talked about it. It's been on display this entire first half.
It's a good hard-fought deep breath there for both teams.
Yoon attacks Brenner, spins into the lane, finds an open shooter from the corner. That's Mickle. He made his first 3 of the year earlier in the game. His second one was a little short. Zach with the handles. Goes into the taller defender. Cade Brenner launches a deep one. Can't get the ball to get over the front of the rim, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Trojans.
That was a good shot there from Cade Brenner, but it went out of bounds.
Yeah, Cade has really started to shoot it a lot better. We talked about on previous broadcasts, he knocked in 94 threes last year as a senior in high school, averaged 18 points per game, 84% from the free throw line, and he's starting to shoot it a lot better here at 33% from deep. Olam, good 3-point shooter on the Taylor side. Can't get that one to fall as Zach Goodline has another rebound. Drew pushes it to Cade. He'll put it on the floor this time, finds an open Paul, and then great ball movement gets to Drew Goodline. One more pass to Brenner, fires. This time he's got it.
That's what they need, keeping that possession clean from Drew, from all the offensive players there for HU, and then Cade Brenner sends it off with that 3-point bomb there for HU.
Cue that one up in the film room later tonight. Amazing ball movement as it looked like no one wanted to shoot it. They didn't get a good shot. They got the best shot, and Cade Brenner knocks it in. Webb rocks the rim on the other end, and now Huntington can hold for the last shot. There's a little energy in the building, Ross.
Yeah, there's a little bit of energy coming on after that Webb dunk for Taylor.
And Coach Corey Alford is going to burn a 30-second time here to draw up his final play of the half. You look at how hard HU has had to battle in this game. They start down 6-0, then they're down 8-2. It got as bad as 11-2, but right now you're up by 1 point, 15 seconds left in the half, and a chance to extend your lead here. Where are you going for this final play?
Give it to Zach Goodline.
Good choice.
Because that's who your true leader is right now, is Zach Goodline. Just taking care of that ball and sending it off with a three-point bomb or a layup or anything's possible here, Preston, is that free throw line.
I love on that pass possession from HU, Zach could have shot a three. Drew should, a lot of people would say should have shot a three. Drives in, he had a floater available, got up in the air, which you don't always teach, but then found a wide open Cade Brenner. We just talked about how dialed in he's been recently. He knocks down threes at an extremely high rate. I've told the listeners, I've told Coach Alford, anytime Cade shoots it, you think it's going in because it's just that kind of shot. And he's got an ability to take this team to the next level throughout the remainder of the season and into the tournament, and especially for the remainder of his career.
I like Cade Brenner's confidence when he shoots the three ball, because as a freshman, any other freshman would be nervous, but when it comes to Cade Brenner, he's more confident than any other freshman I've seen.
You saw where Huntington went. They go to the well, and that's Zach Goodline. It was great defense most of the possession, but right at the end, Hodson swiped down and got Zach right in the face, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws. That's Hodson's second, team's 8th. Not that it matters with about 3.9 seconds left. Goodline continues to knock in freebies. He's up to double digits. With this next free throw, he can tie up David Porter for 3rd all time in Forrester scoring history. Zach puts it up. Zach's tied for number 3, continues his legendary career here tonight, and he's not going to have a chance to pass it in this first half, but the Foresters are looking for one more stop to keep the momentum into the halftime break.
Yeah, you got to have that confidence to start the second half if you're HU.
Olam going to force it across the 10-second line, launch a 35-footer. It's short, and HU's going to take the lead into the half. And before they head into the half, we're going to have Coach Corey Alford come join us in just a moment. It's an emotional night. It's a tough night to play your best basketball. We saw that there early, Ross, but man, Huntington turned it around a little bit, and you got to be happy with the 3-point lead heading into the halftime break. We'll see if Coach Alford thinks the same thing.
I mean, you got to get that quick adjustment.
All right, we'll have Coach Corey Alford put the headset on. And Coach, you talked about the environment of a senior night being a kind of a tough environment to play in, an emotional night, and your team got off to a slow start, but what did you guys do well to get back into that game late?
Yeah, we didn't do very much well on either side. It is a hard game. You got a lot of emotions. You got guys that, families here, honoring our seniors, all that. Happy with getting a lead at halftime, happy with a little bit of how our bench played, but not very good execution on either side of the ball, to be honest.
All right, Coach, so what needs to turn around for you guys in this second half to pull away from the Trojans?
We just have to play our game. We relax, settle in, we'll be fine.
All right, thanks, Coach. Coach Corey Alford joining us for the halftime break for Preston and Ross Gosnell. We're going to take a break with them, and we've got some FDN news coming up on the halftime break for you, so stay tuned in for that, and then we'll see you back here for the second half.
Hello and welcome to FDN News. I'm Parker Delagrange.
And I'm Allie Hope. Huntington Theater students have been working since last semester to prepare for the play These Shining Lives. Last weekend, the seats in the Black Box Theater were filled, but not just in the way you might expect.
This year, the theater department is taking a new approach to their stage, hoping to bring out more creativity for the program. The play These Shining Lives is based off of the true story of 4 women in the 1920s who worked with the harmful chemical radium. To make this story come to life, play director Ryan Long decided to try a new technique.
We created a piece for audiences on both sides. And this has been a challenge not only for the actors, but I think it'll also be a different experience for the audience.
Unlike most shows in the past, the Black Box Theater allows for the audience to feel more immersed in the events. Actors and actresses are able to conduct a more intimate performance, as well as face any direction they want, rather than just forward.
Beside the countless hours the actors and directors spend rehearsing, there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. or better yet, behind the curtain.
Stage design, lights, sound, and wardrobe are all just a few things that must be done before the first show. First-time stage manager Elizabeth Cruz says that she is excited to be able to help the production come together.
It's been fun to get to communicate with everybody and make sure everyone's talking to each other, and it's just something new for me to try this time.
Spending up to 14 hours a week on a production, it is hard to imagine that this only lasts over the weekend. However, the crew sees this all as completely worth it.
It really does only last a moment, but those moments are so beautiful.
For Forrester News, I'm Allie Hope.
It's just really incredible how they're able to all come together and make that show happen.
It really is, Allie. You know what else is coming together is the Plex. After spring break, the main entrance of the Plex will be closing for the final phase of construction. The Plex here at Huntington University has been undergoing renovations for more than a year now. These will include a new lobby area, additional gym spaces, hospitality suites, and a new main entrance layout. The rest of the semester, students will have access to the Plex through the southeast fieldhouse door. You might know about the women's volleyball team at HU, but starting this fall, leaders plan on launching a men's volleyball team. Male students currently play volleyball recreationally on a sand volleyball court. HU's athletic director Lori Kohler says that this new volleyball club will be a huge opportunity for students.
Men's volleyball is a growing sport across the country. Hope there is some interest among current students, but we'll also be looking to hire a coach soon, hopefully, to begin recruiting some freshmen for next year.
HU will play against other NAIA schools, and eventually leaders hope to convert it from a club to an official varsity sport.
It was movie night this past week in the Hub, but instead of popcorn, leaders provided a fan favorite, Chick-fil-A. It's SAB's annual Chick Flick Night. The meal was all-you-can-eat chicken and the film The Parent Trap. Students enjoyed the presence of friends, and some just enjoyed a good chick flick. Either way, many students left the event satisfied.
It's junior film season at HU, and this past weekend, film majors shot this semester's second film titled Husk. More than a dozen film students took over the Mac House for production, tackling the story in just 3 days. Directed by Alex Anderson and produced by Katie Reyes, Husk follows the story of Enrique and his abuela.
And it is about a young man named Enrique who cooks for his abuela, and every time he cooks for her something different, she remembers him.
Reyes is satisfied that the weekend went well. Production on the third and final junior film, Home for Christmas, begins after spring break. If you watched the big game last week, you may have noticed Hollywood laid claim to much of the ad space. Marvel Studios released a trailer for the long-awaited Deadpool threequel, now officially titled Deadpool and Wolverine. Ryan Reynolds returns as the Merc with a Mouth for the film that will be full of action and raunchy humor. Fans also caught a glimpse of Hugh Jackman back in action as Wolverine. Other trailers featured Sunday night included Wicked, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Twisters.
Mickey and the gang are looking to unionize. Character performers at the Disneyland theme park are looking to join the Actors Equity Association, joining their counterparts in Orlando who are already unionized. The actors say the effort is due to high costs of living in Orange County, where the park is located. Other groups of employees at the park are unionized, but the Characters and Parades Department is still waiting to be represented.
A symbol of revolution for many Russians, Alexei Navalny passed away this weekend in prison. He was known for challenging Putin's residency in Russia and in 2020 survived a poisoning attempt. Some Navalny supporters suspect the Russian government to be involved, and many protests and vigils have appeared around Russia. Navalny leaves behind his wife, child, and lots of controversy.
Since Navalny's death, several possible candidates in the 2024 U.S. election have responded. President Joe Biden has been quoted in saying, "Putin is responsible for Navalny's death," while former President and Republican candidate Donald Trump stated, "The sudden death of Alexei Navalny has made him more and more aware of what is happening in our country." Finally, Nikki Haley stated that Putin has done to Navalny what Putin does to all of his opponents. He kills them.
Students at Huntington are often jumping at the opportunity to engage in activities on campus. There are a lot of options, but there's a new student-led game night aimed at building stronger community and centered around a notable able student, G-Money.
Family Game Night has been a tradition in homes around the country for decades. Student-led event Game Night with G-Money aimed to bring the same feel for the students here on campus. Getting together with peers and classmates not only deepens friendships, but also opens opportunities for new relationships. If you missed out on this game night, there are endless opportunities to attend events the students often take advantage of. And whether it be for the free food or the company of their friends, attendance is rarely low.
I'd say my favorite part is probably seeing how happy everybody is, but then on top of that, just getting to talk with friends who I don't get to see that often.
There are always events happening here at HU, but only some of them roll off from the students.
Students are constantly taking advantage of the ability to host their own events, and Game Night with G-Money is just one example of this.
Well, the way I see it is, I think it brings us together, like, because I've noticed, at least the first time I came here was, I didn't know exactly what to expect, but now I kind of do, because like it seems like we're a big family.
For FDN News, I'm Parker Delagrange.
That's all we have for today.
Thank you for joining us on FDN News. I'm Parker.
And I'm Allie. We will see you next week.
All these years, you're still the same pathetic trash.
Glenn, is that you?
Hey, Harold.
Welcome back, Glenn.
You ain't taking me in, are you? 'Cause I can drive.
20 years. You just left. You didn't call. I thought you were dead.
What's going on that field over there?
Yeah, we're building a church and a school. We've sold 3 churches and raised 50% of the budget.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
I'm not about to waste any hard-earned money on some pastor pipe dream that can't even get a line of credit.
Did you get the call from Lloyd?
Lloyd had a heart attack. We have to find a new carpenter by the end of the day.
Could you use me? Your brother says you're a singer.
Your breath smells like gasoline.
Having a drunk build this church? He's not a drunk. He's a broken man, just like you and me.
Why can't I just learn the guitar?
You know how we feel about rock music.
Why here? I reckon I could ask you the same thing.
What if somebody did something they weren't supposed to do and you knew about it?
What Glenn needs is a doctor, not a church with no money and a charlatan for a pastor.
Dad!
You're the best friend I ever had. I love you.
If the Israelites can knock down the walls of Jericho with a prostitute and a marching band, surely Glenn can help us build this church. Remember, ask.
And it shall be given to you.
Seek.
And ye shall find.
Knock.
And the door shall open.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Let's roll.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and like not know, like talk to anybody. But like first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun. Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome and you're really gonna have a good time.
Back inside Plaid Arena, it's a 31-28 Forester advantage at the halftime break. A little bit of a sloppy first half there, Ross. Both teams struggling to shoot it, and you could hear the frustration in Coach Corey Alford's voice at half, but at the end of the day, they're still up 3 and a chance to take care of victory tonight and hopefully lock up the 3 spot in the conference.
Just like I said earlier, Preston, with that game time adjustment is that they just got to bring defensive physicality to the table, do not foul as much, and take care of that stink in basketball. That's going to come down to win the game for the Foresters here tonight.
You're exactly right. Let's take a look at some scores around the Crossroads League. Grace is going to lock up their second straight regular season conference title. They're up 58-32 at halftime over St. Francis. Bethel's beating Spring Arbor 45-38. Huntington obviously over Taylor 31-28. Marion up 6 at Mount Vernon 72-66. They're maybe the hottest team in the conference right now are the Knights, being led by Gus Etchison. And then Indiana Wesleyan taking it to Goshen 84-48. Of course, that's where Huntington is heading over the weekend is Goshen, who has not won a game all year long, but we know anything can happen in sports. We've already seen it this year. A lot of strange things happening. Take care of business tonight. Go up to Goshen on Saturday. Finish 20-8. You feel pretty good after starting the season 3-5, Ross.
Yeah, you gotta still be pretty confident. Even though if you win tonight, you still gotta win Saturday to still secure the 3 spot if you're HU.
Yep. So let's take a deeper look into some of these seniors. In fact, we'll talk about all of them. First of all, Mitchell Wilson, kind of been up and down throughout his career as far as the stats go, but man, he's been a great leader for this team. Gage McGuire, obviously the lone senior that hasn't been with Corey throughout his first 4 years, but he's made a big impact in some games this year. And then you've got Joel Dyer. I already talked about the run he went on last year in the Crossroads League tournament in late season that really was enough to push the Foresters over the top in some of those conference games. I mean, Joel knocked down huge shots against Mount Vernon, against this Taylor team. And then, of course, Zach Goodline. And, you know, Corey had a lot to say about them today. And what stuck to me, he said, I've never been a head coach without them. You know, he's never been a head coach without these 3 guys. And then Gage this year as well. And Ben Hummerkaus was a part of that group as well. Of course, he's at Evansville having a great year now. And 80-plus wins. You know, the guys have been different roles. They've had ups and downs, and he said he just wants this last month and a half to be something special, Ross, and I think all of Forester Nation's hoping for that as well.
Yeah, just like you said, mentioning all those seniors there. Biggest shout out ever to that senior class of the men's basketball program here at HU. But we can't leave out the women's, though. Kudos to Emily Siebel, getting her victory in her last year in Platte Arena.
Yeah, she had a great game. 7 points, 8 rebounds. So this is potentially the last time she'll play in Platte Arena. You can see the emotions overcome her a little bit at the end of that game. But right now it's up to these seniors and this Forester team who are going to start with their normal starters on the court to take care of business against a Taylor team that's down. Record is 5-11 in the Crossroads League, 10-16 overall. But they put up a tough fight in the first half. We'll see if the Foresters are up for the fight. Huntington getting into an early set here. Jordan catches in the post. Landon had 1 field goal in the first half. Gets to the rim, scores it, and he's got a free throw coming.
That's what you need if you're HU start off the second half, is to get fire up and bring Landon, Jordan, and all the rest of the starters to get them juiced up.
Over the last 2 years of calling these games, Ross, if you know anything about Huntington basketball, and personally I've taken attention to it, that is the favorite play as Jordan completes the 3-point play with the shooter's roll. Corey Alford goes to that play often, right out of the halftime break. It's one of his favorite sets. You get it to the big guy who's so efficient inside, and it typically works, and it did again there. HU up 6. Great response after that sloppy first half. Zach had the early first 2 fouls. Sparks tips it away. Drew Goodline has a steal. Zach finds Drew now. Thought about launching an extremely deep one. Finds his brother Zach. JP, who had a great first half, starts the second half out the same way.
Man, Jackson Paul's been on the roll to start the ball game and starting here in the second half.
He's had a tremendous offensive performance, and it hasn't been that way as of late. He went on a great run earlier in the year when he was averaging around 15 points per game in conference play. Now he's down to around 9, but he's having a big night tonight as Drew Goodline's going to pick up a second personal. Huntington, though, with their largest lead of the night, up 8.
That's what HU needs to keep going right now, is that momentum.
It'll be Olam who starts the offense underneath. Here's that defense that gives a lot of team issues. This is why, as they launch it up top. Furman, athletic 6'4" guard, pulls it down. Jordan works around Webb, and then he's called for a personal. That's 2 quick ones on HU, as Jordan, I believe, just picked up his second, and that is number 2. Usually get called for that, Ross, if you wrap around the defender and can't get there in time.
That's
They
what
get you.
call jersey grabbing.
This is the issue with the defense, and now a foul called inside, and it's going to go on Drew Goodline. Is just right at the 5-second count. They called a foul on him, and Coach Corey Alford cannot believe it. You can see Drew, he's got his arm around the big man, so probably a good call, but didn't call it until the ball was in the air, and it doesn't matter because the Taylor Trojans miss another shot. Foresters can really take a big jump in this game here. Zach swings it to JP. He's feeling it. As he misses that one long, it falls into the hands of Anton Webb.
If he would have made that three-point shot there, man, he would have been on fire here tonight.
Yeah, he's had a great night as Furman cuts in. Webb skips it, three-pointer on the way, and that's perfect from Mitchell. And Julian Mitchell, we talked about it. He's a 6'5" freshman guard. I like him out there. He's long defensively, will continue to get stronger, and someone to watch in a Taylor uniform for the next few years.
That's big for a point guard.
Sure is. And he can play the 2 and probably the point as Sparks is bumped on his way to the rim and didn't get the call as Webb picks up the loose ball. Olam to Webb. Shot 1-3 already tonight. Won't do it this time. Furman against Sparks. Furman drives in against Landon. Good defense by LJ. And now back to the rim. Jordan goes straight up, forced the miss. Webb grabs it and then keeps it alive as he kicks it out to Yoon. Olam's open for 3. Olam connects from 3.
Man, Taylor's starting out hot too in the second half. Both teams are basically starting out hot.
So back within 2 are the Trojans. It was a mini run for Huntington to start the half. And now Taylor on one of their own, and a moving screen called on Lane Sparks. And that's 4 fouls already on HU. So Sparks picks up a personal, and he's going to have to leave the court here as Cade Brenner is going to replace him. And Coach Corey Alford is trying to get his team to relax right now as the emotions are starting to pile up on top of HU. Olam against Brenner. Finds Furman. Yoon inside to Webb. Landon trying to play straight up. Outside, another 3 on the way from Mitchell, and he's feeling it now. Second 3 of the second half for Mitchell, and now Huntington's playing from behind again. Brenner, he goes off the dribble, finds Jackson Paul. Cade to Zach. He's got 11. Next point will put him in 3rd place all time. Jackson's had the hot hand tonight, and that's exactly why.
And it continues.
Keeps knocking in the 3 ball. That's his 2nd of the night. Jackson not always, I wouldn't say not a reliable 3-point shooter, but it comes and goes for him. Those 2 tonight are huge as that one's off the knee of Olam, and the Foresters force another turnover.
Last touch by Taylor, Foresters basketball.
Keep talking about Zach and his greatness, but man, the supporting cast the last few games has been great, and they're doing it again tonight. Lane having a little bit of a quiet night as he's on the bench now. Zach drives in, finds Brenner. He had 1 in the first half, left it short. Webb grabs another rebound. Good opportunity for Cade, though. That's a shot you take 100% of the time.
Oh yeah, that was a good shot there by Cade Brenner. He was pretty confident too, but even though he missed it.
Mitchell's feeling confident right now, and this time an illegal screen on Webb, and Jackson Paul sells that one at the free throw line, and waiting to see. That's his 3rd, and it looks like Mitchell's going to sub out, and Hodson's going to check back in. So 3 on Webb, 3 on Drew Goodline and Gage McGuire. Zach has 2, Furman has 2, fouls all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of foul trouble, it seems like.
Cade has it again. 1 for 3 on the night, the freshman from Northwood. And now Zach has it again. Landon working hard inside. JP wants another three. That one's no good. Landon goes up, couldn't finish at the rim, and then kept in bounds by Webb.
Landon Jordan should have grabbed it, keep possession of it, went back up for it, and maybe caused a foul there.
Yeah, maybe a power dribble and then dunk, but was a little off balance there and missed it at the rim. Olam to Furman. Webb as Hodson fights hard inside. Furman to Webb, launches another three. A hold is called on Jackson Paul as Hodson was battling inside, and that is 5 on HU here in the first 5 minutes of the second half. This has been a trend for the Foresters this year. I mean, there's just not a whole lot there at all. Hodson is 6'10". Jackson Paul is 6'1", and hardly any contact. And now how about an offensive foul on Hodson, as that might have been a little makeup call.
Yeah, definitely a makeup call there.
A lot of whistles coming quickly in this second half. We've seen this in the Crossroads League this season, and I think all of college basketball, the whistles keep coming quicker and quicker, and it looks like we're going to review this last play, so we're going to send it to a break, and we're going to look and see if it was a flagrant foul, so we'll be right back on FDN Sports.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Media timeout.
Timeout. This is a media timeout.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and not talk to anybody. But first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun. Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome, and you're really gonna have a good time.
Forester Camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University. I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other. You know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
All right, here's a replay of the last play. Hodson called for the personal as he put the shoulder down, raised the elbow up against Sparks. It's just a common foul, though. So his third as the Foresters have the ball back after the turnover. Zach Goodline throws it out to Jackson Paul, who drives again. It's a reach on Furman this time. And I'm telling you, the whistle's starting to come for both teams right now. That's the fourth on the Trojans, the third on Furman, their best player. I'm good with a common foul there, Ross. I mean, it's been a physical game all night long, and they've been battling hard inside. Hodson's a big body. It's a lot easier to hit someone with your elbow at 6'10" when they're 6'3", and I think that's a good play on call by the officials.
Yeah, that was a good call for the officials. Just a common foul, just basically clean physicality basketball there.
And then Sparks comes right back at Taylor with the three, so he draws the foul, hits the three, and now Lane Sparks is getting himself involved up to 9 points. Olam has had a nice night, tried to lose Jackson Paul, and JP ran him down. Mickle throws it over to Mitchell. Hodson Had a nice night offensively. Double team comes, forced out to Mitchell again. And now Olam's got to go. There's only 3 on the shot clock. He rises up from 18. Great defensive possession. And then Yoon was able to tip it off Goodline, and it stays with the Trojans.
Yeah, Zach Goodline should have kept that clean possession there, but caused it out of bounds.
And the thing about that is HU played great defense for 29 seconds and then just couldn't finish the possession. You can see right there, the left hand of Zach Goodline tapped it out, and 20 will be on the shot clock. Awkward place for Taylor to inbound. They do get it into Mickle. He throws it in Hodson, who's got the size over Brenner, and a foul on Brenner plus the bucket for Hodson, and he's got a free throw coming.
Big size difference there on that play from Kay Brenner to Caleb Hodgson there for Taylor.
Yep, Hodson backed up Brenner, and you could see he got into the forearm of Cade. And when you're 7 inches shorter than the guy you're guarding, kind of in no man's land around 4 feet from the basket. And Hodson stays perfect from the line. Caleb's now up to 9 points on the night. He is leading the way for Taylor. Lane had the last 3. Now he'll drive to the rim against Yoon. Lefty over lefty, and a tough bucket for Lane.
That was a pretty tough bucket there for Lane Sparks, but he still made it with the contested shot.
Lane's starting to show it off a little bit in this second half. He's into double digits now, as Olam will try to answer for Taylor. Jackson driving against Brenner, had it tapped away, and Lane Sparks has a steal. Lane bumped in transition. He'll still go to the rim, score it, plus the foul.
Still a good and one opportunity there from Lane Sparks.
Lane thought he was fouled 40 feet away, but scores it anyways, and he's got a chance for 3 now as Sparks is on a personal run up to 13 points. He is a strong guard in this league. It does not matter who he's going against. He's fearless, and he goes right into the defenders. That time it was Yoon who couldn't stay in front, and Sparks has a chance to put HU back ahead by 7.
What I like about Lane Sparks is he's pretty confident no matter where he goes.
He has never seen a shot that he doesn't like, and he knocks in another free throw. Him and Jackson Paul both have 14 tonight. Sparks has only missed 2 field goals. That was his first 2 shots of the night. 5 for 5 since then. Mitchell throws it in. Hodson, the big fella, goes up and under. Nice move from 6'10" forward. I mean, readjusts midair and scores it on the right side of the rim.
Yeah, that was a good layup there from Caleb Hodson. 6'10" guy compared to Gage McGuire.
Screen from Goodline, Sparks from 16, and right now he's feeling it in Platt Arena. And a timeout for Taylor. Coach Andrews needs one, as right now they don't have an answer for Lane Sparks, who's on a personal run and has really taken over this ball game.
Yeah, that was a good timeout there for Taylor, just to make that quick adjustment, just how to stop number 20 Lane Sparks for HU.
Well, we've got a chance. Just want to shout out our camera people tonight, our cameramen, camera women. Replay's been awesome. Matt Fouts in the back. We've got Jonathan Peters in the back as well. Josh has been in our ear all night. Elliot Martin had the women's game. It's just a great crew here tonight, Ross, and you and I can't be here doing this without them. And what a production that FDN Sports has done all year long. And we're not done yet, because we will have one more men's game at least. And the women's team, I guess they're still hanging on for dear life. But, man, we've done a lot of games in this arena. We've done a lot of games together in this arena, and we've had great people in the back taking care of us.
Yeah, just a big shout out right now to back in the control room is that kudos to all of you for working hard tonight. And I want to give a special shout out to Ryan Holzapfel, which he was on the women's game earlier.
Sure was.
He did a good job, too.
He did. He always does a good job. So do you, Ross. It's always a lot of fun to team up and do these games. We do have some final scores across the conference. Marion beat down, I shouldn't say beat down, they beat Mount Vernon 81-70. Yeah, it's a close game. Marion's on fire right now. IWU up 40 at Goshen, against Goshen. Huntington up 7 in our game, 51-51 at Bethel. Spring Arbor hanging on there. I'm telling you, that Spring Arbor team is someone you don't want to see in the conference tournament. They play slow, and they are huge. A couple of 6'8" guys, 3 at some point that they put in the same lineup, and that slow pace is different than what we're seeing in a typical basketball game nowadays. Back to the live action. Mitchell throws it over to Mickle. Mitchell has it again. Has to feed it to Furman. Furman's been quiet in this second half. Working against the freshman Brenner. Cade holding his ground. Great defense, forced a miss.
That was great defense there for the Foresters.
Jackson running right down the center of the paint, pulls it back out. Huntington's been up as much as 10 in this game. They can make it that again with the 3. Lane is on fire right now. He's feeling it against Yoon. Rise it up over the top of him. He's fouled, and 3 free throws coming for Lane. And right now, the only way you can stop him from putting in the hoop is sending him to the free throw line, where he's one of the best in the entire conference.
Yeah, Lane Sparks is a good, well-around shooter. He can cause any foul to happen, even there on that three-point shot there.
Lane's coming off of 30 on 10 of 20 Saturday at Spring Arbor. He's 17 of 32 from the field coming into this game. Of the last 2, he's better than that tonight as he rips the first one through. And you look at just what he's done all year long. He had 19 in that game against Grace. He's 26 all-time on the all-time scoring list. He adds another one there. And he's someone that I didn't think anyone on this team would be able to catch Zach Goodline at 3rd place when Zach ends his career. But, man, Lane Sparks is going to have a chance next year when this is his team. And he's going to shoot it a lot, but that's okay because he's so stinking efficient, Ross.
Yeah, Lane Sparks, he's going to be a special player next year for the Foresters. He brings a lot of points to the table. He's got very good shooters to play with next year, like Jackson Paul, Landon Jordan, Cade Brenner, especially, the freshman.
Yeah, and we'll see who HU brings in and potentially the transfer portal. They already have a transfer waiting on the bench in Caden Johnson. Rumors that Huntington might go big next year, maybe a little Landon and KJ in the game. Webb is not able to catch, and a foul called on Taylor. Didn't see who it was on, but Landon Jordan went down hard. And it's going to go on Furman. That's his 4th, Ross. That's their best player with 12 minutes left in the game.
Hey, that's what HU needs to foul out right now, is their best shooter.
You're exactly right. That would help, as HU is really starting to pull away. Chance to take their biggest lead of the night. Lane been on a tear. Brewer back in the game. Zach still hasn't got that 12th point. Assuming that will happen. Roman, good paint presence inside. They're playing Landon Jordan at the 4 right now, something Coach Alford talked about earlier today. Here's a chance for Zach. He'll get to the rim, had it knocked away, and it's going to stick with Huntington, as they'll have 3 seconds to work with on the shot clock.
It's going to be a quick duck and chuck, maybe from Zach Goodline here.
Think about Cade Brenner as well. He's got one of the quickest shots. We'll see who Coach Alford goes to. There's not a lot of plays you go to with just 3 seconds on the shot clock. Zach trying to find someone. It is Cade. Hands off to Zach. He launches, and that's short. It's a shot clock violation. And that was only the 6th shot of the night for Zach Goodline. He's just 2 of 6 from the field, but he's got 5 assists and 4 rebounds, so he's helping his team out in a lot of different ways.
That's still contributing to the team. That's all it cares about, and it matters. Just contributing to the team. If you're not scoring points, you're doing assists, and you're cleaning up the rebounds.
Inside pass and a foul on Roman Brewer, as Hodson's going to go to the free throw line. Both teams are in the 1-1 with 11 minutes left in this game. Might be a long 11 minutes.
Jackson Paul returns for the Foresters.
That's Roman Brewer's first, and you can live with that if you're Coach Alford's staff, because Roman is just physically really strong inside and maybe the strongest guy on this team. Hodson still perfect from the line, but Roman has showed up as of late when Huntington has needed him. I think he personally was the main reason why Huntington won up in Spring Arbor. He played great defense on the big post as he's in the lane a little early there, and it's going to be another shot for Hodson as Roman was a little antsy. Talk good about him, and then he does something crazy, but you know, that's part of sports. But man, he's been a revelation for this team. Coach Alford, you know, he's a sophomore, but really he's a freshman, first time in America this year, and just still learning the ways as Hodson makes good on the 3rd free throw. And now back within 7, 11 minutes left. Zach bounces it into Drew. Drew, a quiet night tonight. Jackson Paul, a great night, has it. See Roman playing the 5, Landon playing the 4. Landon sets the screen. Drew finds Roman, 10 on the shot clock, where Zach is so good in this scenario. Being guarded by Mitchell. Zach off the dribble, puts the ball on a string, steps back, can't get it to go. Jackson Paul keeps it alive, and it finds Roman Brewer.
What a good offensive alive there from Jackson Paul.
Drew spins and shoots, in and out. Roman keeps it alive again, and finally it falls to Hodson. But there it is. That's Roman keeping it alive, and Jackson Paul doing what he's done all year long. Unfortunately, HU couldn't get a shot to drop. Hodson finds Olam. He's trying to hit a big shot, and he has on the left wing.
Man, Olam's been all over the place for Taylor.
Yeah, he's been their best player tonight, and now it's just a 4-point lead as we approach the halfway mark, and we're at it in the second half. Zach running around on the baseline. He's taking the last 2 shots, tough shots, and hasn't got either one to go. Jackson finds Roman, who catches and almost scores it, but he's going to shoot 2 free throws as Webb's going to pick up a personal.
Man, I thought Roman Brewer was going to get that shot there.
That'll take us to another media. Less than 10 minutes left in Platt Arena. Huntington up 4 on FDN Sports. Welcome back into Platt Arena. Ross, it looked like Huntington was going to pull away, but right now just a 4-point game. Webb just picked up his 4th, and Brewer's going to the free throw line, but every time it looks like Huntington's running away, this pesky Taylor team just keeps pulling that rope back. It's like a game of tug-of-war right now.
Yeah, just like you said earlier, Preston, it's just what I've been saying all game long, that defensive physicality has been bringing to the table between Taylor and Huntington.
So Huntington will get 2 free throws. Roman Brewer will head there. He's not scored tonight, but he's been impactful. Just a 40% free throw shooter on the year, but hasn't been there a ton. Just 2 of 5. Puts up the first and drops it in. I think Roman, and maybe I'm crazy, but I think he eventually might pick up a little jump shot. His shot looks good from the free throw line, and I just don't think it's too wild to imagine him being able to knock down a 15-footer in the near future. And he's got 2 more years after this with HU.
Yeah, he can learn all those post moves and skill moves from Landon Jordan.
And he battles against him and KJ every day in practice, not to mention Gage McGuire. Zach almost has a steal as Jackson Olam picks it up. Both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way. Webb, a quiet second half against Landon. Able to keep his foot down, skips it out. Mitchell launches a deep one at the buzzer. That's no good, and this time Huntington finishes off the possession.
That's what HU keeps needing right now, is to score and get those defensive rebounds.
Zach Goodline still looking for point number 12 and 13. In fact, he could get 14. How about his brother for 3? He's got it.
Yeah, the brother connection there. That's a good shot there from Drew Goodline.
It's Drew on the left wing, and I'm telling you what, that is his spot. All year long, he's hit big shots from that same exact location on the court, even down on that end as well. Hodson against Brewer. Roman staying strong, hands up. Hodson rocked him away and scored it. And Huntington has the ball back, but only up 6. Hodson's been great tonight.
Yeah, Hodson's been great for Taylor, getting those post moves over Landon Jordan and Roman Brewer.
Zach trying to get open. His brother Drew finds him this time. Landon goes off the dribble, spins, left hand, missed an easy shot, and Hodson pulled it down. Everything but the finish, a pretty move from Landon.
Yeah, that was a pretty good move there, Landon Jordan. You got to keep up strong and bring that physicality more.
Olam loves that spot, but that time it might have been deflected by Landon. Up ahead is Jordan, catches and jams it with the right hand.
That's what the dunk we needed all night long from Landon Jordan.
What a pass from Drew Goodline. It was like Stafford throwing it to Calvin Johnson. I think Drew's probably a Lions fan. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that was a nice throw and catch there from Goodline to Jordan. Olam goes baseline. Webb doesn't shoot a lot of these, as mentioned, missed another. Drew Goodline clears.
Like I said earlier, if those defensive rebounds can be impactful towards the end.
Huntington can really grab the momentum here. Drew gets into the lane against the shorter defender and scores it this time. Drew Goodline flexing the muscles, and this home crowd and Coach Alford is loving it, and that's going to force a Josh Andrews timeout as HU's back up double digits. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and take it with them real quick and be right back for the final 7 on FDN Sports.
This is how we like to do it.
Ten-point lead for HU on FDN Sports, just 7 minutes to go. Huntington looking for their 3rd straight win, this time against the Taylor Trojans, and this would also be the 3rd straight against Taylor in the rivalry after defeating them in the Crossroads League semifinals last year and the game at Taylor in the regular season last year and at Taylor this year. Yoon almost took the backboard out, and Goodline pulled down the miss. Lane Sparks is back in. Zach has it again. Jab, chance for 3rd place all time, and that one's too long again, and maybe tonight's not the night. Maybe it'll have to wait till Goshen. We still think Zach will have a chance to put one more in. Not his best night shooting it, but man, you can't have nights like you always do against Grace. As Hodson, the big fella, picks and pops and drops the 3. He's talented, Ross. I mean, he's doing it in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, he's pretty talented. Just odd just to see a postman shooting a 3.
Yeah. Zach gets his defender in the air. Now Gage thought about a 3. Zach will go back to work against Mitchell. 2 defenders now, and there it is. Zach Goodline has moved into 3rd place all time on the scoring list at Huntington University. Now only trails Jeff Shepard and one of the greatest Indiana basketball minds of all time, Steve Platt.
Man, that was a kudos to Zach Goodline there, making that 3rd place all time.
Drew pushing it back the other way as Hodson caught the loose ball. A little uncharacteristic of HU to turn it over. That's number 9 on the night, right around their season average. Mitchell as McGuire and Hodson are working hard inside, and Gage is going to pick up his 4th, and Hodson shooting a few more free throws.
Maybe he's going out with a bang, getting those fouled out.
Yeah. He does get a lot of whistles on him down inside, and most people in general are giving up size to Hodson. I mean, he's 6'10". Gage around 6'7". And now Hodson gets to shoot a 1-and-1. Free throw up, and that one hits back iron and in. He's perfect from the stripe tonight. We saw him make a 3, and he's the leading scorer now, Ross. He's up to 19 points and 6 rebounds.
Actually, he's not because of that free throw lane violation. He missed it there.
Well, they don't count that as a missed free throw, though, so technically, I guess he's still perfect. He did miss that free throw, you're right, but it doesn't go against him. He's 9-9 from the charity stripe tonight as he makes them both there. 20.6 rebounds. He's only missed one shot from the field, and it was a three-pointer. But Huntington still up 7. Zach drops it to Lane. He fires off the screen. That one's too strong. Jackson was trying to run it down, and Furman has another rebound. Webb and Sparks fighting hard inside. Anton spins back, throws it out wide. Mitchell launches another three. Mitchell left it short. Jackson Paul grabbed the miss.
That's what the Foresters need right now, keeping that clock ticking and keeping the ball possession.
Sparks and Webb were fighting hard inside down on this end. Huntington forces another miss. Now they have a chance to make it 9 or 10. Here's Zach. Zach gets deep, spins around, finds Jackson Paul, shot fake into the lane, finds McGuire, and a blocking foul before the bucket. And Jackson Paul is going to shoot a 1-and-1, and even Jackson didn't want that foul called on his defender.
I thought it more looked like an offensive foul.
Take a look here. Olam didn't even go down. Gage dunked it, but it's not going to count. And we're at our final media timeout of the night. It's 61-54. Jackson Paul at the charity stripe, and we're back on FDN Sports. Welcome back in Platt Arena for the final 4:28. HU still up 7. Jackson Paul will be at the line for a 1-and-1. JP has had a great night offensively. We know what he does defensively, night in and night out. He's got 14 points, 7 rebounds. One of his best rebounding games of the year. Came in averaging 9.3, 9.4 in conference play. 5 points against Taylor the first time. He's played a lot better this time around. Jackson puts up the first, and it's perfect. And that's something that's been a little up and down for Jackson this year. 71%. We've seen him be dynamite at the charity stripe. We've seen him shoot 7 of 17 on a stretch, but these two are the most important tonight. He splits them, and HU's back up 8. Taylor has stayed in the game with 7 3-pointers, but 23 attempts. Here's Webb. We haven't seen Landon Jordan for a while as Webb throws it. Furman. Now to Olam. That one rattles in and out. And Gage McGuire with a big defensive rebound.
Yeah, that was a good defensive rebound
Sure
there
was.
for Gage McGuire. Maybe the biggest ones of the night.
Absolutely. See if Huntington can start putting this one away with 4 minutes left. Zach has it. Gets inside, and he's called for an offensive foul. And that's a turnover, make it number 10 on the night as Olam stepped in and kept his feet out of that semicircle to pick up Zach Goodline's third. Zach's been playing with 2 fouls since about 8 minutes left in the first half, so he played a long time before picking up that third, and it's a good thing on his senior night and for this Forester team.
That's still pretty good defense from Zach Goodline.
Furman fires off the catch. He missed it again, and then it goes out of bounds as Jackson Paul watched it go. Furman has had a tough night shooting it. He's 2 of 12, 1 of 5 from deep. Not his best night, and Huntington's made everything tough on him. Furman actually looking back to last year in the semifinals, Ross, he had a chance to knock in the game-tying 3 and send it to overtime and missed it. What would have been down on that side of the court actually flipped the other way. So the one where Huntington is going now, I guess you could say, and couldn't knock it in. So he's got some bad memories here, and tonight he's having a tough night, but still a really good player. Zach loses the handle, and it was tipped away by either Mitchell or Webb. And Huntington's got the ball underneath. Zach will start the offense. Lobs it in, Sparks. He went on a good run in this second half. Trying to get that scoring rhythm again, and finds Drew Goodline. 8 on the shot clock. This is Drew's spot. Fires it from 3, and he knocks it in again.
It's been a good spot for Drew Goodline here tonight.
Left wing Drew is the best Drew as he continues to dial it up from that spot. Olam against Drew Goodline. Landon Jordan back into the game. He's guarding Anton Webb. Olam flips it out. Yoon, who's back in. Furman, 2 of 12 on the night. Big reason why is Jackson Paul. Mitchell launches. He's looking for 3 more, and a foul called on Zach Goodline. And Mitchell is going to shoot 3 free throws. This freshman has had a really nice night. He knocked in 2 threes early in this second half. Since then, a little quiet, but he's got 6 points, 3 rebounds. And these are his first 2 free throws of the night. He's not missed a free throw in his college career. You know what you call that?
A missed free throw?
Yes, and a broadcaster's jinx. You see Goodline catch the right hand there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. As the second one's up and in from Mitchell. This freshman is really, really talented. You can just tell. He played in 22 minutes in the last game against Goshen, had a season-high 3 points. Now he's got a career high tonight, and he rattles that one home as Huntington can keep putting this one away with just 2:30 left. 2 free throws coming for both teams on either side with defensive fouls.
I think that's going to come down to the end. Who's going to make more free throws?
Drew Goodline again from the same spot. A quick shot there. I wonder if that's what the Foresters wanted with just 2 minutes left, but you live with that because Drew usually drops it in.
Got to be smart with the basketball.
Furman still can't connect as he misses again, and Zach Goodline has another rebound. So Zach didn't do a ton of scoring tonight, but he's got 13 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists.
Still a good productive night from Zach Goodline.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have many bad ones. Zach goes left, gets the defender to go with them, finds Jordan. There's another assist, and that just might do it inside Platt Arena as the Foresters are up 11, less than 2 minutes left, and Coach Andrews wants to burn another timeout.
Still a hard-fought defensive battle between these 2 teams. Kudos to Coach Josh Andrews and also to Coach Corey All for bringing up a good defensive battle here tonight at Platt Arena. And also, shout out to all the seniors as well, getting the victory and getting the job done
that
for
was
the HU.
Senior Zach Goodline with an assist to the junior Landon Jordan. Landon's got 9 points, 4 rebounds. We're just going to stick around inside Platt Arena for this full timeout. Take you through some stats. Lane Sparks leading the way for HU with 18 on 6 of 9 shooting. Jackson Paul's got 15 points, 7 rebounds. Lane Sparks filled up the score sheet tonight. 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. And then Landon Jordan has 9 and 4. Drew Goodline has 8, 5 and 3. Cade Brenner knocked in a 3, and Roman Brewer has 1 point and 2 rebounds. So Taylor burns their final timeout there with just over 90 seconds remaining. Huntington still with 3, and we'll see if Huntington can maybe knock in a shot. Maybe these seniors get a chance to come back in one more time and take it all in on their senior night, or Coach Corey Offer might mean all business and wants to make sure he gets out of here with a win, which it's looking likely.
Yeah, you gotta be satisfied who the players you have on the court right now.
So the Foresters looking for their 3rd straight win over Taylor, their 3rd straight overall. And if the Foresters can hang on in this one, they will move into a really good spot for the remainder of the year. That'd be 19 and 8, 12 and 5 in the Crossroads League as Hodson is called for an offensive foul as Jackson Paul plays great defense once again. He's done it all year long.
Yeah, that was pretty good defense there for Jackson Paul.
That's 4 on Hodson. And Huntington even though the offense wasn't great all night long, their defensive pressure and their defensive game plan was awesome tonight, Ross, holding this Taylor team that scores around 73 a game to 56 points.
Yeah, that's still pretty good defense tonight if you're Coach Corey Alford.
Good line, breaks the press. Now he throws it out to Drew smartly. Drew Goodline will flip it to Jackson Paul.
I would just keep on hold of the ball here.
Yep, burn as much time. Jackson cuts into the lane. He's fouled at the free throw line, and he's going to head to the free throw line for 2 shots as that puts Taylor into the double bonus. And as mentioned, HU grabs a bigger lead, and we're going to see Mitchell Wilson check back into the game.
Yeah, we're going to see some of these seniors come back in and finish off pretty much satisfied here.
See if Joel Dyer gets one more run. Gage McGuire has 4 fouls on the bench, and Jackson Paul, perfect on the first. Mitchell is waiting to sub in for Jackson Paul, so he'll wait a little longer. JP, perfect on that trip to the line. What a great night for Jackson Paul, and they're going to give him a standing ovation as he's had one of his best offensive nights in quite some time, and then bleeds right into Mitchell Wilson checking in as well.
You just never see Jackson Paul scoring that much, but here tonight he's been on fire and he's been on a roll.
Olam misses that one. Landon Jordan goes above everyone else and gets in. Here comes Joel Dyer to the scoreboard, and Coach Corey Alford wants to call a timeout just to get subs in, and they're going to allow him to do that. And we'll wait and see who checks out. It'll be Zach Goodline who checks out for Joel Dyer, and then Gage McGuire comes in for Drew Goodline. And what another great performance by the senior leader, Zach Goodline, who just finished up his last regular season game in this building. Mitchell finds Lane. You know Lane's gonna keep shooting it. He does, and that one rolls in and out, just his 4th missed shot of the night.
Rare miss there from Lane Sparks.
Webb had it tipped away. It finds Yoon. He launches from way downtown. That one is knocked away, and then Mitchell Wilson dribbled it off of Drew Goodline's leg. And now just a 3-second difference between game clock and shot clock as Caden Furman's going to check out of the game. So all kind of subs coming in for Taylor. Some guys that don't get a lot of opportunities. Carson Miller is going to check in. Anton Webb and Gavin Yoon out. Number 40, Pete Combs is coming in. And Mickle, Ben Mickle that is back in as well for the Trojans. 22 seconds left. Senior night for 4 of these Forrester players. Great players, but better people. And I'm telling you, this Julian Mitchell kid is going to make things tough on the crossroads. I like him. I think he's someone to circle and watch the rest of the way, but his team tonight comes up short. He had a great performance. It's another Forrester win. They moved to 19-8 on the season, 11-3 at home. More importantly, they are pretty much locked in at the 3 spot now as the Foresters continue to build their resume and a quality win tonight against the Taylor team.
Yeah, that was a pretty good resume win for Coach Corey Alford and the Foresters, pretty much securing that 3rd spot in the Crossroads League tournament.
So the 4 seniors get their flowers tonight, honored in front of their home crowd, and Huntington just continues to dominate the Taylor Trojans over this a rivalry for the last 2 years. HU takes care of business tonight, an 11-point win. It was sloppy to start, but at the end of the day, they get another dub, and that's all that matters.
It's all that matters, getting that satisfying win and also getting the job done. Kudos to Coach Corey Alford and the Huntington Foresters here tonight.
We've got Coach Corey Alford with us now. A 69-58 win over the Taylor Trojans. You said it earlier, this group has not swept Taylor all throughout their career. You guys do it tonight, Coach. It was a grinded out win, but at the end of the day, it's a win.
Yeah, they're a very good defensive team. They made it ugly. We played their style of play. We didn't show up to start the game, but I thought we settled in. We made enough plays late and finished off the game right.
Another great regular season here at home, 11-3. Of course, it looks like you're going to have a chance to, well, you will have a chance to play here in the conference tournament, but heading to Goshen next. What do you need to do to take care of business up at Goshen on Saturday.
Yeah, we just got to finish it out. We've had a really good conference season. Same thing we've been doing for the last 2 months. One possession at a time, one game at a time, and just take care of business here on the road. No road games are easy, so we got to finish this up on Saturday, and then we'll get ready for the conference tournament.
Coach, final thing, 4 seniors tonight. Obviously, Gage hasn't been here throughout your entire ride, throughout your entire 4 years, but the other 3 have. Can you just speak on to what they've meant to you as a coach and to this program?
Yeah, Gage has brought tremendous leadership as a veteran, mature. Adding him this year has been a tremendous add for us on and off the court. And then the other 3, part of our first recruiting class, they've been here. It's been those 3, me and Jared, since day 1. So it's been a lot of memories, a lot of wins, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but they've been here through it all and helped build this foundation. So couldn't be more proud of them and very thankful for everything they've given to this program.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck on Saturday, and we'll see you here for the Crossroads League tournament next week.
Guys. See you next week.
Coach Corey Alford, after another win tonight, the Foresters take care of business. It wasn't pretty, but a win's a win. Ross and Huntington really playing their best basketball right now late in the season.
All that matters to me is just getting that job done and being satisfied with whatever you bring to that product. I mean, kudos to all the seniors here tonight playing their last home game here at Platt Arena.
They will get one more chance. It won't be a regular season game, so they won't be honored the same, but in the Crossroads League tournament, they'll have a chance to play here next Wednesday. It looks like it'll be St. Francis, and they've got a chance to go on a big run, looking for win number 20 on the season on Saturday afternoon. It's been another production of FDN Sports. I'm Preston Husband and Ross Gosnell. We want to thank you all for tuning in and thank our crew in the back, and we will see you here for postseason play next Wednesday night.
That's out of here! Catch and fire. It's on the... He made it! Oh my